What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 134 of the Chumpcast. We took a single week off in a year and a half, so you can either wait for your refund check in the mail, or you can check out our double feature of Netflix's Triple Frontier and Captain Marvel. The choice is yours. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call, text, or leave us a voicemail at 847-920-6107. Thanks to our friends at Family Video for sponsoring the show. If you collect DVDs or Blu-rays, you can get some awesome deals through the chumpcast.com/familyvideo. They have great deals on new releases, and they're always updating their selection. I'm looking right now at $7 copies of The Grinch, First Man, Widows, and way more. Plus, it helps out your chumps. You can also find our merch at thechumpcast.com. Check out patreon.com/thechumpcast for all sorts of bonus content and more goodies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of $0 refund checks to write. I'm still not 100% there. My brain isn't right yet.
I was decommissioned for a week, thanks to you.
No, it's not me, because you guys were the ones that were trying to kill me.
We all died. We all had a day where we died. I died the first day. Brick died
the last day.
No, you died. It was a gradual death for you.
Do you remember when you tried to blame it on food poisoning?
I did. It was food poisoning.
It was definitely not food poisoning.
It was something I ate. I had Burrito Beach at O'Hare Airport.
It was the 15 beers that you ate.
No, it was... Dude, there was something.
Airport burrito has to do something with it. Absolutely.
All right. So Burrito Beach, this is the first time I ever ate this place. I asked for a burrito bowl, and they started off by putting like a spring mix in the bowl of lettuce. I'm like, that kind of is gross. It's just going to get soggy now. You're going to put like black beans, all the shit over it. So I was starving and I fucking ate it anyways. But still, after I ate that, I'm like, this might not be good.
That's a rookie move. You got to go to like a more established place. Did you fly out of O'Hare or Midway?
O'Hare, but I flew into Midway, which I kind of like flying into Midway.
Midway's a lot smaller and easier to get through.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're coming into this recording the day after St. Patrick's Day, and surprisingly, none of us are actually hungover. I'm only hungover from Ryan's bachelor party. But my question to you, Mark and Ryan, what day is more the National Hangover Day? Today or New Year's Day?
No, for people living in Chicago, it's definitely today.
Yeah, but globally, I would say it's more New Year's.
Yeah.
I said nationally, so I guess globally kind of defeats the purpose because it's only our New Year, right?
Okay, but if that's the case, then you have to take into account Boston, Chicago. St. Patrick's Day, I would say probably are drunker here than New Year's, but everywhere else it's New Year's.
Do you think Boston goes harder for St. Patty's Day than Chicago does?
Probably.
I don't know. Chicago goes really hard.
Yeah, but the Irish population there is insane.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you make a good point. And I was going to say the green beer definitely adds a hint to that hangover the next day. You're just shitting green shit. And you're just like, ugh, what the hell did I even do yesterday?
I know that it's cool, but something about dyeing the Chicago River green just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, we're going to turn this giant body of water bright orange.
Why bright orange? Bright green?
Yeah, that's probably what I meant. I'm still a little bit hungover from last weekend, so why don't you cut me some fucking slack here?
Good Lord.
You were doing okay until the very last day. The last night, actually.
Look, I am not going to apologize for what I'm doing on my bachelor party.
Fair.
All right, can I tell this story?
No matter what I say, you're going to do it anyways.
All right, I need to tell this story. So last night,
I think you have to start with Eddie Lacy. We were at my day club and we were having a good time, and then we saw Eddie Lacy.
You want to tell that story then?
No, I don't remember it.
Okay,
you go.
All right, so yeah, I mean the last day was pretty rough in general. Did we golf that day? Was that?
That was Sunday.
That was Sunday. Yeah, so Ryan, our friend Decker, and I started the day by going golfing. In which a lady almost ran over a couple gentlemen on the course talking to us.
That was after she yelled at us.
Brick, this lady was talking to us. She was from Chicago. We just finished the round of golf, and she's just talking to us and not paying attention and just reversing her car and just like chatting with us. And there's like a couple guys behind her, and they're like, whoa. Just, oh my God. She was just backed up
Typical
right over
Chicago drivers, am I right?
Classic.
Topical.
All right. So anyways, this doesn't really get into the story, but after golf, we meet up, we get some brunch, and
Maya Day Club.
And then we go to Maya Day Club. So Maya Day Club is, yes, essentially it's a day club. It actually has a pool, but they like put a whole like tarp thing over it.
It was like 70 degrees. It's not warm enough to be in the pool.
But this is just a giant open venue of just drinking games. They actually have some cool drinking games. They have one where it's giant beer pong.
Yeah, you play with a basketball.
Yeah, it's a basketball and trash cans. But yeah, this place is just bad news. You're drinking at what? We got there at what? 2-3 in the afternoon.
I was absolutely struggling, and I couldn't like recognize people, and so then I saw this kind of big black dude, and I was like, he's wearing sweatpants, he's got dope dreads, like. This guy looks so familiar.
Talk about profiling.
This guy looks so familiar though. Like I know I've seen him somewhere. And then I like go away and grab a beer, and all of a sudden I see like Ryan's talking to him, and apparently he's talking about DBZ characters or something. What was the conversation there?
I mean, I walked up to him like, "Hey man, big fan. Like I followed you since Alabama.
Former Packer too."
Yeah, I mean, he's just a cool dude. You could tell he was a little uncomfortable. He didn't want to be approached, which is totally understandable, but I did it anyways because I'd been drinking.
And I thought it was hilarious that TJ said, TJ, one of our buddies, was there on the bachelor party. He said, they just lost your credit card at the bar.
No.
And you were all pissed off. And then TJ's like, but Ryan, Eddie Lacy's right there.
So, no, because the bartender lost my card at the bar.
And that was the second time they did that to TJ the night before. They're
Seriously?
like, we don't have your credit card. And TJ's like, he was really drunk. He's like, you guys have it? And I'm like, dude, let's just go home. We'll probably be back here tomorrow. And yes, we were. And they had it.
That wasn't even a drunk thing, though. That was just like
human error.
It's just fucking gone. I'm like, okay, listen, you can fuck this up. I will tip you handsomely if you just go find my fucking credit card.
Yeah.
But joke's on them. I canceled it immediately. I don't know. I was pissed.
Something with Scottsdale bartenders. They just lose.
I think
cards.
they just think that they can get away with it or something. I don't know. I was pissed.
And this is how I remember it, though. When we figured out that was Eddie Lacy, Brick gets up on the table.
Jump up on the table, and I rip my shirt off, and I go, I fucking knew I recognized you. And then he's like, what's up? And we just like dapped up, and then we started talking about random actual nerd shit the whole time.
Of course, he like tried to be hard. He's like, oh, you want to scrap right now? And then Brick just rips his shirt off. He's like, let's go.
No, he said
go.
Which one of us has a more running back body?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then I ripped off the shirt like a pro. It was a chonk moment.
Yeah, and between both of us, we caught some candid moments, fucking of him just smiling. I don't think I've ever seen Eddie Lacy that happy in my life.
You probably never will again.
In these pictures that we took, it was great.
Yo, he fucking loved me. He was dope. He was like, yo, we like good people. You're a good person. I was like, hell yeah, dude. So are you. Let's fucking rage.
We hung out for a little bit, and then while we're hanging out with Eddie Lacy and his friends, some girl gets up on the table.
She $1 million babied herself.
I swear to God, I thought she was dead. She fell off and hit her head on the corner of the table and was just lifeless.
She was very small and very frail, and then
she was by herself.
She looked unhealthily skinny.
Who just bailed on her and left her there? That's fucked.
Shady.
I don't know.
But anyways, the bouncers...
He's like, I'm going to scooch in here with Eddie Lacy's crew. You's going to die.
Yeah, and the bouncers kindly dragged her out to the alley and just left her there.
That's putting it delicately.
Yeah, but she's probably alive, right?
Yeah, that checks out.
Who do you think had a worse week, us or her?
That day, her, but week, us.
Okay.
Yep. This week, us. So then after we got super excited and basically raged balls, we get home, and then this is where Ryan's story comes in, right?
Yeah. So you were dead, Brick.
I died.
Refused to go out.
I was like, fuck that.
We have some great videos of you calling some dinosaurs.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, you Ralph, and then you're just like, it's not even noon.
Cue Jackass music.
That pretty much sums up the whole trip. But yeah, last night you were struggling. I thought you were going to stay in because TJ's like, we got to go out, and you're just like laying in bed still. And I was pretty tired. I could care less if we actually went out or not. But we rounded up what we had left of the troops, and we went to I forgot what the
Riot
bar was
House.
called. Riot House in downtown Scottsdale.
That was the Cubs thing, right?
Yeah. So it was just 4 of us and we get a bottle and it was fine. The Cubs players were there and everything. But
David Ross totally big timed me.
yeah, the whole point of the story is we get home. I order pizza and all of a sudden I'm like, where the fuck is Smithers? And I walk over by the bathroom and I swear I heard snoring. He still refuses that.
How could I have been doing both?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you were sleeping in there and I had to piss. And there's like, I wasn't going in fucking Brick's bathroom because
I left the puke there.
yeah, you just fucking, it smelled like puke. So I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, dude, get up, go to bed if you're tired. And I just hear you just kind of like getting up. And all of a sudden I just hear boom, boom, tsh, tsh, and fucking, I'm like, is that water? Like, did he turn on the faucet? And I look down at my feet and there's fucking all this water just puddling out from under the door. And I'm like, dude, open the door. You fucking open the door and you're just standing there, just having no idea like what's going on and trying to process what you just did. Fucking Smithers fell on top of the toilet and the whole top part of the toilet just shattered all over the ground.
Cracked.
Let me just say.
And he like almost slit his arm open from the porcelain shards that were everywhere.
Okay. Now you're just totally making shit up.
And I'm like, dude, turn the valve off. And you had to like turn the valve off on the wall because it was just fucking shooting water everywhere.
Several inaccuracies with this story. One, I had already turned the water off.
Oh my God.
I had already turned the water off before I opened the door because that's obvious. 2, if you ever want to really sober yourself up, break a toilet and just have it fucking spray water at you because you will wake the fuck up right away.
Oh, I regret not taking a picture of it. Did you take a picture of it when you
No.
broke it?
The Airbnb person sent me a picture. So
Okay.
if you want one for the wall of the refrigerator, I can send it to you. But as I said, I apologize for nothing.
Yeah, no, that checks out. Is there anything worse than being actually at the 3rd day of being super drunk and then having to clean up a fucking water spill? Oh my God.
I got a props to Mark. He saved me on that because I don't think I would have been able to pull myself together enough to.
Yeah.
I mean, you just came over and threw a bunch of towels at it.
There was like 24 towels there.
Yeah, so
It's
many.
not like you were super strategic about it, but
then surprisingly, Mark woke up super early the next day and cleaned for 4 hours straight while I was just like dry heaving.
I mean, besides the shattered toilet, the whole place was in pretty good condition. When we
yeah,
left.
especially
really good condition.
Yeah, no, and it was a cool place. It wasn't far from downtown Scottsdale, except if you go to the wrong McKinley, you end up fucking 5 miles away because Gabe calls us an Uber the first night. And another good way to sober yourself up is if you have your Uber driver drop you off 4 miles away and you have to fucking hotfoot it the whole way.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout out to Gabe. Gabe ordered the pizza. I didn't order the pizza. But yeah, speaking of the pizza fucking sucks in Scottsdale.
Oh my God, it's
They're like,
terrible.
it's not that bad. Go to Joe's. I'm eating this. It's just fucking a puddle of grease on the cheese. I'm like,
No, dude, you go to Scottsdale, you get tacos. You get tacos, you get some kind of Mexican food. Everything else there is dog shit.
there was a good taco place.
Well, the cheeseburger, good burger. What is it? Good cheeseburgers and beer? Beer and cheeseburger?
I have no
Where
idea
do
what
we
you're
eat?
I don't know. All I know is they had one Chicago restaurant that what was it called? Chicago Wood Fired Barbecue.
Yeah, which is definitely what I think of when I think Chicago.
Wood
Absolutely.
Fired. Oh my God.
What else happened? Oh, Brick made fun of a veteran. That was fun.
What?
You don't remember that?
What, making fun of Tanner?
Travis.
Travis?
Yeah.
When was this?
Pretty much right as you first met. You're like, dude, your eyes are so bloodshot. You're so fucked up. Turns out Travis, a good friend of ours, mine, he's an Iraq war veteran, and some of the leftover stuff there gave him like a condition with his eyes. So he's always got eye drops on him, and Brick's like making fun of him for it. And we're just like, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
I
you have
didn't know
dry
that.
eyes like me. He's like, not quite.
Not exactly. No, Travis is really cool about
No,
it.
yeah, he was
doesn't give a shit.
like, yo, I was like, oh man, sorry man, I didn't realize.
He
was
doesn't
like, yo,
fucking
I don't
care.
give a fuck. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I thought you were making fun of Tanner because I was like, how do you feel about when people say thank you for your service? And he's like, I fucking hate when people say that. I'm like, all right, thanks for your service, man.
So I don't think it will be a surprise to anybody to hear that I don't have a ton of friends, but the friends that I do have are very eclectic. Like they're different groups of people that came from all over the country. Singleton came from Vegas. Travis came from LA. Tanner came in from DC. I was worried that we were going to be very different about what we wanted to do.
Nope, insta-clicked.
Yeah.
There's only
Good
one
group of
thing to
guys.
do is go downtown in Scottsdale.
Yeah,
and
pretty
there's
much.
like 4 giant bars.
And you end up at the same bars every night. So was a good time, though. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. Honestly, it was a great time.
But also, fuck you guys for making me feel that way.
I don't know. The one thing you want from a bachelor party is just memories. And there are so many freaking stories and memories.
Yeah. We got a few that we're probably not going to get into, but sure.
Yeah. Good freaking Lord.
You're welcome, Brick. Let's see. We had some listener submissions from 2 weeks ago. I feel like we should address this as well. We took a week off, and it's the first time in about a year and a half.
Whoopsie.
So,
and let's tell the listeners we were prepared to record.
I hauled all this shit out there.
Yeah.
And every time we're like, we should go record an episode, we're like, nah, let's just sit outside and drink more.
Let's just go to My Day Club.
Yeah. And obviously, sometimes you just got to do that.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about that. But we appreciate those of you that stuck around. So we had some listener submissions from 2 weeks ago. This was Brick's question because it's very crass, I just assume.
Ridiculous.
It was your question, right?
So what can you say in traffic that you can also say in the bedroom? So we had some pretty good answers, honestly.
Honk, honk.
Honk, honk. Yeah, classic. We'll start with Tanner, who was actually at the bachelor party. Just, I want to die. That works both ways, for sure.
I want to die.
Got dark.
Okay. You guys didn't really know Tanner that well before this weekend. Now, when you see his submissions on our dumb questions, do you get it a little more?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's just his sense of humor.
I just think of him just sitting on his couch just with his mustache, just typing this, just smirking.
Trying to start an argument with somebody about something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys had the most just ridiculous conversation about Mark Wahlberg the first hour and a half, and you were wrong. And it felt great to be like,
I definitely was not wrong.
You
Mark
were
Wahlberg's a piece of shit.
We won't get into it. E-Games 91 when Dennis Reynolds laughing. You dumb bitch. Love
That's
that.
Funny.
Yeah. Dreams 2114. What the fuck are you doing? Both of those check out.
No, you didn't say that right. You gotta be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay, I'm not. I usually don't get mad. I don't get mad in traffic.
That is the only place you get mad.
Oh yeah, no. Only if I have to pay. Only if I have to pay for parking.
No, dude. The way you drove out of there, I thought you were gonna kill us.
Yeah, whatever. Stop riding my ass. J Booster Gold said that one. That was pretty solid. People don't know how to drive. That kind of
I don't know.
Make any sense for that one.
People don't know it.
This is where I get off. Hilarious.
That's actually pretty good.
I'm glad I didn't look through any of these.
I just made that one up actually as we went. Yeah, that was pretty good. Faster asshole. Those are pretty much the good ones.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Not our strongest question, but I'll allow it because it's kind of an off week for us.
Yeah, no, very off.
We're getting back into it. But for next week, we're going to be talking about this. And actually, this is a good question at C2E2. If you can only watch either the final season of Game of Thrones or Avengers Endgame, which one is it and why? Brick, everybody knows what your answer is.
Yeah, no, I saw that Avengers Endgame trailer just now, and it did give me chills. And I know this is the end of a saga, but I got to go Game of Thrones. More bang for your buck. You get like fucking 8 hours at least. No, more than that probably.
We've been through 21 movies, Marvel movies. Like, this is the culmination of all of that.
Yeah, but there's also been 7 or 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
I don't care, because no matter what happens at the end of Game of Thrones, you're not going to be satisfied.
Are you going to be satisfied at Endgame?
I hope so.
Yeah, but the characters in Game of Thrones, they don't even have a barber. They don't have a barber shop to go to, and all their haircuts are still better than Hawkeye's.
That is such a terrible haircut.
Dude, it is so bad.
Really
I'm like,
it's aggressive.
Is this serious right now? What
okay.
the fuck?
News to us.
Boop. We got a couple trailers while we were gone. Let's start with the one we just watched. What's the name of this? The Boys?
Good Boys.
Good Boys. Okay, so this is a Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg joint.
Yo, yeah.
I've been waiting for a really long time for a new
Superbad
/ 40-year-old virgin, like one of those comedies that's endlessly quotable. I mean, what's the last good one we really had?
This is the end, maybe? From them.
That's not really even on the same level.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I really enjoyed that one. I guess that definitely has some good quotes.
Compared to Superbad, though?
Superbad's fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like the last good comedy?
No, not because we've had some good comedies, but this is I can't really describe it. It's like a buddy comedy, I guess.
Coming of age,
sure, but I mean, like
just that crew is what you're talking about.
Anchorman, 40-year-old virgin, like just iconic,
extremely quotable.
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped for this, and even I don't know. It's basically a bunch of what are they, 6th graders?
Yeah.
I kind of thought of South Park. I'm like, this kind of reminds me of a live action South Park. And then I asked, like, would you ever watch something like that?
And I watched this trailer, so I guess the answer is yes.
Yeah. I think this is actually going to be really funny. It's like that coming of age where kids are just going to be inappropriate and they're doing everything that you shouldn't do as a kid. And that's just being in that situation is funny.
I'm hopeful that it isn't just them swearing the whole time and expecting that to be funny, but based on the trailer, it doesn't really look that way.
Yeah, no. Sam Richardson, I'm pretty sure that's his name, who plays Sam Duvet in Detroiters. Shout out. He's the cop in this, and he's actually, I'm pumped for him to hit that role.
Why don't you understand that no one has ever seen Detroiters?
It's so good. It's so underrated.
I think this is going to be funny because it's just going to really like pinpoint all the ignorance you have as a child to grown up type things.
These kids definitely already know more than I did when I was that age.
Yeah.
But also they had the internet, so I guess it's a little different.
Yeah,
ruins your childhood.
Super high. But we had fucking AOL dial-up. This actually kind of pivots into one of my recommendations for the week. I have 3 of them. Sick, because we're pretty...
Great.
Yeah. But this one is called Pen 15, which clearly just is penis.
I get it.
Executive producer Andy Samberg. Obviously, that kind of goes hand in hand. But it's about 2 reject seventh grade girls in the 2000s. So it just hits you with all like the nostalgia, and everything that they do is actually, it's quietly pretty funny show on Hulu. Check it out.
Cool.
Did you just like plug in a recommendation?
Yeah, I have 3 of them. I have to do it within the show,
How
man.
dare you?
Rick is so terrified of structure and of any kind.
Obviously,
he can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this Aladdin trailer. I am still deeply unsettled by this Will Smith genie.
Prince Ali,
I can't wait to cut all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on board with Alan Tudyk as Iago, the parrot, but other than that, I don't know, man. I guess it could be good, but there are certain roles that should never be reprised. Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
Robin Williams as the genie. You just can't redo those. They're too, like, that is the person you think of when you see the genie.
If there's anyone that's going to do it, it's Will Smith. I think, first of all, I am in love with Jasmine in this movie. What's her name?
I don't have any idea.
It's, oh my God, it's Natalie. No, it's, she was the Pink Ranger too. She's got some fucking dope roles. But I think it like looks beautiful. The colors are really popping in
It's got
trailer.
a little bit of that Bollywood feel to it.
And I really like, people said it was going to be like step for step for like exactly what the movie was, the cartoon was, but I think they changed some of the dialogue.
They have to.
They had to.
I think people were more worried about that with The Lion King.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of hard to change. But this one I think is going to be a little more of an original take. It's going to play close to the heart, obviously, play close to the chest. But after seeing that trailer, I'm actually pretty pumped for it.
Naomi Scott.
Dude, I love Naomi
Jasmine.
Scott. Oh my God. She's freaking gorgeous. Plus I identify with Aladdin a lot, just a super athletic.
Street rat.
Super athletic guy.
Brown guy.
Yep. Who,
Okay.
he just like finds this girl who doesn't know how to have any fun, and he just like goes out and balls out and is the cool guy, And I have a dope pet that is very, intelligent and,
Okay. I'm going to cut you off there.
Yep.
We got a new trailer for Avengers Endgame. This is still mostly flashbacks, not showing a ton of plot or new footage. It's flashbacks from origin stories in black and white, except they highlight all of the red.
I loved that. I'm such a sucker for that kind of weird artistic style that just shows it shows the flashback and it definitely like identifies itself as a flashback, and not just all black and white, but having that color pop is just
Mark
awesome.
has the most shit smelling.
I thought it was a fan-made fucking trailer at first when I watched it. I stopped watching it. I went back. I'm like, wait, I just need to make sure this is like an actual trailer. I don't know. I didn't think it was all that great. You see more fucking Hawkeye's terrible haircut.
Is he going to get more screen time in this than he deserves?
Probably.
I hope not.
I don't.
Give us like one little story.
He will. If you're going to get a haircut like that, you're getting some screen time.
Dude, they do kind of tease Kate Bishop Hawkeye, which is kind of his understudy. I don't know if it's supposed to be his daughter, or they're just going to replace that, or maybe they'll just gloss over it completely.
Mark, I watched that trailer and got fucking chills. You're such a DC fanboy. It's unreal, dude.
I didn't think it was that great.
It
Whatever.
wasn't even that cool.
He's
it's not
such
like
a
a
I don't know. What are the gray suits? Are they going to?
They're probably
space,
either quantum suits,
okay,
to go really small, or they're going to time travel or some shit. That's pretty much the only thing that makes sense.
Is Thor going to hook up with Carol Danvers?
Let's talk about this week and let's get mad online.
Everyone's going to be dead. They're going to have a super baby, and then he's going to kill Thor. And then, he's going to kill, what's his face? Thanos.
Do you know how pissed off people would be if Carol Danvers hooks up with anybody in this movie?
Yeah. That's
people
so lame.
People were so pissed that she was wearing makeup. As if wearing makeup makes you not a badass somehow.
That's dumb. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, actually.
The dumbest take ever. It's almost as bad as the polar opposite side, where it's guys that are just like, oh, she's a woman, she can't be a superhero. Like, which side is stupider? They're both complete idiots.
They're both trash takes. Guys that like that take, that have that take, are so dumb, because then they take their girlfriends to movies that want to go to like chick flicks. Nope. They're like, the women want to see Wonder Woman now. And you're like, oh, dub, I get to go see a superhero movie. It's like they're taking the wrong thing out of it.
I just can't imagine being so bored with my life that's what upsets me.
Dude, there's also a thing called...
A lot of people have really boring lives where they just...
Well, they need to go to Scottsdale and break some toilets.
I know.
That's true. Yo, there's also a thing called look good, play good, you know? Look good, play good, and then you'll...
Look good, feel good, play good?
Absolutely. It's all a mantra, man.
Was that Ron Artest?
Okay, Sanders.
Yeah, you're right. Also, Mark, I'm mad at you for not... We're going back to the toilet thing again, because I said this in the group chat. I'm super pissed at you. You should have known what I was going to do when I walked in there and said, I'm about to blow this joint up.
Yeah.
You should have called the cops and stopped that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually on you.
That's on you, man.
On you.
I still wish I could have been like, there could have been a camera in the bathroom or something to witness.
You wish
like,
there could have been a camera in the bathroom. Creepazoid 99% of the time.
That is
AK 100.
Permanently going on the internet. I hope everyone records that. Just cut a little snippet.
No, just snippet. I wish there was a camera in the bathroom.
I wish I could have seen you fucking... I don't even know.
I wish I could have watched you pee.
I feel like you were actually laying on the floor and you got up really suddenly and just smacked your head on it and it broke.
If I would have broken that with my head, I probably would be dead.
That checks out. He would have been the $1 million baby girl. There
would have been two casualties.
Yeah.
$1 million baby.
Still taking people left and right.
In other news, Mark was right, so you know this is probably going to be a terrible idea. Mm-hmm. But they are replacing Will Smith as Deadshot, and Variety is reporting that's going to be Idris Elba. I'm actually okay with this. I guess if you're going to replace Will Smith with somebody, Idris Elba is pretty much premium actor right now.
Yep.
Is Deadshot really critical to the story?
Absolutely not.
Like that much that they couldn't just replace him with a different character altogether?
They 100% could have just totally replaced him. And that's the whole point of Suicide Squad, is that the cast is interchangeable. Speaking of interchangeable cast, though, other rumor characters include King Shark,
sick,
Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher, and I don't know, probably Condiment King or some other dumbass DC
I'm not even
character.
Familiar with Ratcatcher.
Condiment King, is that a real thing?
Condiment King is a real thing.
Come here and taste my mustard, bitch.
Yeah, it's very dumb. Do they?
It's with my Miracle Whip.
Is James Gunn still going to direct this?
I don't know. You tell me.
I have no fucking idea, because the other big news this week was that
I'm back, baby.
James Gunn's coming back to Disney Marvel to do Guardians 3. Do you think this was Chris Pratt saying, like, if he doesn't do this movie, I'm not going to do it?
Possibly. I don't know.
Dave Bautista was really outspoken about it.
Or it was just Disney fucking finally just sucking it up and realizing how this whole thing did not work in their favor. They thought they were going to get so much support from fans and stuff for firing him for something he said 10 years ago. Yeah, no, like fucking.
I don't think that's the case.
Dumbest fucking move they could have made.
No, it had to be something absolutely catastrophic to this movie to make them swallow their pride. Like Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, notorious prick, had to sign off on this. There's no way that it was just, oh yeah, we made a mistake.
I agree with you. I don't know. It had to have been Chris. It might have been probably multiple. It had to have been like multiple.
Maybe
people.
They all were in a text chat and were just like, hey, let's walk.
Yeah. So is Batista now back?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were all still under contract, but I don't know.
Is James Gunn doing Suicide Squad 2?
I don't know. I mean,
that would be a really shitty move, though. Wasn't he already signed to do it? Like he already?
Oh, to back out?
Yeah.
I don't really know, man. I don't know. I until I hear otherwise, I'm going to assume that he's doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Let's hope, because then he can maybe save Suicide Squad.
Last bit of news, prepare your brick hole, because there are 432 minutes of Game of Thrones remaining.
Oh my God.
Is that 6 episodes or 8?
6.
So those are really long.
Yeah,
Like,
the first two were like
bathroom break long.
Majority of them are an hour and a half, right?
No, first two were like under an hour, and then like the rest of them were like I think two were like a minute or an hour 15, and like the last two were like an hour and a half.
How
Crazy.
over the top big does this have to be to actually live up to the hype?
Longest battle scene in history. It's going to be like an hour and a half. Literally, an entire episode is dedicated to a battle scene.
We are totally distracted right now. I didn't listen to anything you said because I just watched Remy sneeze.
What else?
How did you know
adorable.
about this battle scene? And you know what episode it is, Brick?
No, I don't know. I just know that's just like rumor on the street.
It's probably multiple episodes, you would think.
What if there was?
I would think it's going to be one episode.
What if there wasn't
they're
any
hour and a
battle
half
scene?
long? They're just like
They totally lied about it. It's just
There's just no
it's them
battle scene.
sitting around a table a la Star Wars prequels and just negotiating.
All super fucking boring dialogue with no
actual
Tyrion.
action or tits.
yeah
Who sits on the Iron Throne at the end of the season?
Tyrion.
Ooh, we should do a pool though. That would be actually a good thing to do.
My dark horse is Sir Davos. I've talked about this before.
I like that. That's a dark horse.
Give me the Onion Knight,
I
baby.
think Jon Snow.
No way. That'd be way too satisfying and easy. And
Jon Snow.
that's not their type.
Yeah, Tyrion's gonna die for sure because he's such a likable goddamn character. It's gonna be Cersei, and people are gonna be like, "Fucking what?"
I hope at the end the only things that are still alive are the dragons.
Mhm.
Fuck everything else.
Yep.
One already was fucked up though, right? Did that one die? No, it was
Yo,
changed.
spoilers, bro.
It was changed.
No spoilers.
We're
If
not
you
gonna-
haven't,
we're
if
not
you
gonna
haven't caught
spoil
up
it.
on the fucking last season, you've had 2 years to do this.
That's a good point.
That's
It's been
true.
2 fucking
I'll
years.
give you that.
Yeah, one changed.
Yeah, I just realized that too. It's been 2 years. That's ridiculous.
Best.
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 We the best!
Worst.
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge skank, terrible, but thank you.
Worst person alive is definitely Mark for breaking that toilet.
Shut up, dude.
That checks
Shut
out.
up.
I witnessed the whole thing.
So it's been a couple of weeks. I got a couple of these built up. Oh, here comes Remy. Come on, Rem. Do you guys know who Spencer Dinwiddie is?
There he is.
No,
Plays
great.
point guard for the Brooklyn Nets.
Nope.
Great. Well, he plays point guard for the Nets, so that's who Spencer Dinwiddie is. He officially petitioned the NBA to not schedule playoff games on April 26th because he wants to go see Avengers Endgame. He is all of us.
Wow.
I mean, he's probably not going to have to worry about it because he plays for the Nets, but
That's true. I'll sign that petition. Send it my way, Dimwitty.
yeah, he probably wants to stay and watch some games too. But then he was like, at the end in his tweet, he was like, well, unless Marvel wants to send me to see it early. Totally flexing on Twitter.
Good hustle there.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's a good
respect the
move.
hustle.
What do you have? Somebody? I've got 3, so one of you go ahead.
Mine is an actual best man. He shout out to AJ Varco actually sent this to me in our group chat, which is just hilarious. But the headline to this is incredible. Best man faints and saves audience from terrible song by Maid of Honor, which that's the best man's duty. If your maid of honor is trashing it, you gotta kind of make a move. And his was to get concussed and get CTE scanned. Should I play this?
I don't think it's a CTE scan, but okay.
Should I play the audio, or do you want to cut it in?
Go ahead and play it.
I get to love.
Who the fuck is singing?
I get to love.
You heard the thud. You heard the thud, and then everyone's like, "Okay, we should probably cut the song, record scratch this."
Somebody in the background is like, water, get him water.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though, and that's supreme dedication.
Doing a terrible job stabilizing his back.
The guy is drunk.
Do you think that was like a shitface thing, or was he honestly taking a dive to save the wedding?
I think he literally just fainted because this guy took one hard. Like he fell hard.
You got to sell it, though, if you're going to do it.
That's true. But he landed right in his face.
Yeah, he did. That he probably had a big old mark.
Yeah.
Speaking of marks, who's your best man?
I feel like I heard this before, like a year or 2 ago, but I'm just going to bring it up again. And I'm going to do it in my Morgan Freeman voice because it's Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman basically is helping out the bee population. But here we go. So if you're unaware, bee populations have been decreasing steadily across the globe over recent years.
Hang on, let's pause because you're crossing this over with your Hannibal Lecter voice.
This is my Morgan Freeman voice.
That's pretty good.
And with a ginormous 44% loss between 2015 and 2016.
You hear the Hannibal Lecter in this?
In the U.S. alone, it seems that now is a more crucial time than ever to find effective methods to protect them.
Just say hello, Clarice.
I was going to say the same thing.
Hello, Clarice.
Yeah, same thing. Same.
Yes. I think you need more in the back. No, I can't do it. Morgan Freeman at all.
Go ahead.
All right. But anyways, Morgan Freeman decided to turn his 124-acre ranch in Mississippi into a sanctuary for wild motherfucking bees with bee motherfucking friendly plants like fruit trees and clover, magnolia trees and lavender. So he's my best man alive, protecting that bee population.
You are really passionate about bees.
Damn.
I did see a story 2 weeks ago about a guy who was going past a farm and he saw some tools that he wanted to try and steal, and he didn't realize that that farm had bees.
Really?
Bees?
Good idea.
So
bees.
Why isn't that should be a fucking drop, dude?
he hops over the fence and he like puts his foot through a board and slowly starts to realize that it's a bee farm. And he put his foot into a beehive and just stirred up, 8,000 bees? Bees. Yeah. So that was a funny story. Fuck that guy.
So bees are like extremely crucial for the environment, right? Because so they make honey, obviously. That's crucial for us because
Not
we
really.
fucking eat it and honey.
Take it or leave it.
They make you
Whatever.
be nice.
But they isn't
Yes.
the main thing is
They pollinate plants. Yes.
Okay, and that's a huge factor for the growth of our current environment. So, dude, Morgan Freeman is fucking saving the world, technically.
I don't think anybody's out there like, no, let's kill all these motherfucking bees. Them dying is a side effect of other things that we didn't see coming.
Yo, our audience doesn't know what pollinating means. So for our audience,
well, when a man plant loves a woman plant.
Yeah, the bees fuck the plants. That's what it is.
Do bees even sting people anymore? You don't hear about bee stings anymore.
No, those are the asshole
wasps.
Hornets and wasps.
Yeah,
dude.
wasps are fucking assholes. They don't do shit.
All right, I got
Actually,
another
can we
one.
kill all the wasps.
Oh my God, let me tell you my wasp story, by the way.
Here we go. He's so jacked up now talking about bees.
I fucking hate wasps, and I'll
He's got
tell you
so
why.
many gears. He's got so many gears.
Dude, wasps are they're frauds. Dude, I was in a pool, like 10 years old, at a hotel in the pool, and I see a wasp. Thought it was dead in the pool. It was just laying there. And I'm like, I'm going to help this wasp out. I might go bury it, do something, but I'm going to get it out of this pool. So I cup it in my hand with some water. And as I'm taking it out, the water is just dripping through my fingers,
Naturally.
Instantly, once the wasp touches my hand, and I can't say wasp, by the way, if you didn't realize.
Yeah, we did.
Once the wasp hits my hand, just fucking stings me. I fucking throw the thing. I'm like, dude, I was trying to help you out. I thought you were dead. Fuck yourself.
Is this the most obvious thing to happen ever?
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
as soon as you started telling the story.
Yeah.
They're fucking fakers.
Well, this is like
they're frauds.
Fucking fakers.
The way kids learn, don't touch the hot stove is by touching the hot stove, and now you'll never touch a wasp again. So it's perfect.
I fucking hate that wasp.
Can you say?
I hope it's dead.
Can you say wasps are the reason that it's post-apocalyptic?
And throw Bulbasaur in there somehow.
Wasps are the reason we currently live in our post-apocalyptic world, where Bulbasaurs are thriving.
Was it just Bulbasaur Pop that you couldn't say?
I just can't say anything because I'm getting over this goddamn cold, this goddamn fucking food poisoning.
It's a brain
this
thing.
Food poisoning.
Yeah, this is like you trying to claim that your hangover was food poisoning. You just killed enough brain cells.
It's a brain deficiency.
Yeah.
Hold on, I couldn't hit a note yet. I was trying to sing yesterday. I couldn't hit a note because my voice was so rocked. Hold on, let's see if I can hit it. That's it right there. I get it.
Wow.
I can't hit high notes.
Crushed you.
Rick is literally a Disney princess.
Hi.
This is great audio, by the way.
No, it's not.
Cut all of these.
I have another best woman alive, and this is specifically for our listener, Cop Mike, because a Michigan woman named Deborah is standing up for our constitutional freedoms against these fucking popos. All right.
What's she doing?
So she got pulled over for some low-level driving offense, maybe not using a turn signal or whatever. The cop gives her this ticket. As the cop she pulls away to get away from the cop, stops over. She gives him the finger, which...
Is that illegal?
The cop thought it was, because he pulled her over and gave her a more harsh speeding ticket. She took him to court.
You can't do that.
And this actually ended up at the National Appellate Court level.
Damn.
And
That's basically like freedom of speech, right?
It is. That's what the ruling was, that it's protected by amendments. Like you can't get, I mean, you can get mad at somebody.
Hey, Mike, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, fuck you, Mike. I'm giving you 2 fingers right now, buddy. I don't recommend this. Or I guess, I mean, if
It's not ideal.
it's probably not, like a cop will find a reason to fuck with you if you give him the finger, probably.
But now you can just sue him and take him to appellate court. Then you're going to be fucking
It's
fine.
probably not going to work out
It's a
for
pain
you.
in the rear end.
Also, 0% that this woman isn't white. Right?
I have no idea. Let's not go there.
Got to be a white lady.
Let's not go there.
Do you guys have anything else? I got one more.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
My worst woman alive is Aunt Becky, our childhood beacon of morality. She and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, have been accused of agreeing to pay $500,000 in bribes to have their 2 idiot daughters designated as recruits for the University of Southern California crew team.
Whoopsie.
So this was a big sting this week. What they call
no pun intended for the bees.
That's not a pun. It's just a callback. This was Operation Varsity Blues.
It's a pun of the callback.
Also, best man alive, James Vanderbeek, for saying if only they had a code name for this operation.
I don't get
Clutch. Have you ever seen Varsity Blues?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the
it's
line
obviously
you
a
always
reference.
What's the line you always reference?
I don't want your life.
Anyways, all of these super rich people have just been bribing schools and coaches to let their idiot kids into these universities and keeping real students out. So I don't understand. At what point didn't you just give this money to like a tutor to make your child not an idiot?
I don't know.
It's USC. It's not like it's fucking Harvard. And there were parents trying to bribe coaches at Harvard. And I think it was Yale was the other Ivy League. But it's like Yale, Harvard, Dartmouth, and then way down here is like USC.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard, dude. Spend that $1 million, get him a bitchin' ass home on campus, have him go to the community college next door to USC, have him throw bitchin' ass parties. They're the coolest people there. They don't have to be on a fake rowing team.
If you're that rich, you don't need to go to college.
Exactly.
You're already set. And I guess her kids, one of them was like an Instagram influencer, quote unquote. And
don't even go to college for that.
She had a deal with Sephora, who's a big makeup company, and all that shit's gone now.
Peace.
And also, Aunt Becky's going to prison.
That's a shame. She's
Like
going to get it in prison, let's be honest.
Nah, she'll go to some white collar prison where she plays tennis every day.
It's dope, too.
Do you know about the guy that's behind this whole scam?
I've heard the name, but no, I don't know.
Is that
you know
Mr.
where you went to
Afro
high
Thunder?
school?
No.
Niles West.
What? You went to my high school.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's go Niles West.
Down the street. What's up?
He went to
That's
right
funny.
here, Chicago Tribune. How Rick Singer went from Niles West grad to face of college bribery scandal.
Look at that bitchin' white dude afro.
Dude, that
1974 Niles West
powerful.
grad.
That's amazing.
Is it amazing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I just thought it was funny. Like there were federal agents that showed up at Aunt Becky's house, kicking down the door, and they're like, "She's not here. Aunt Becky's on the lam," and she was probably just getting a juice or something.
Just pure talent coming out of my high school.
But she was the beacon of morality. She was like the morning news lady on Full House and bailing Uncle Jesse out of jail and shit. And
Yeah.
now she's going to prison. Sad. All right, we've got 2 movie reviews for you this week because we took a week off. And do we want to start? Which one do we want to start with? Let's go
Captain
Triple
Marvel.
Frontier.
Oh, okay. All right. We
Just eat shit, Mark. Triple Frontier is on Netflix. It's a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, 67% from fans. Directed by a guy named J.C. Shandor, who is most well known for A Most Violent Year, a movie that nobody really saw but got some critical acclaim.
Mm-hmm.
As always with Netflix, we have no idea what the budget was for this. Based on the cast and the setting, it had to be pretty expensive, right?
I would agree.
Yeah.
They did do a limited theatrical release, I think like 1,200 theaters.
Oh.
Presumably because they stupidly think it's going to be up for some kind of award.
Interesting. Okay.
So Oscar Isaac is the main character in this. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yes.
He shares the spotlight. What drew us into this is the cast. It's an all-star cast.
Absolutely.
We'll get to that. But he's a military advisor in South America. He's working with the police down there to bring down a drug lord in Colombia. He tracks down this dude and calls up all of his star-studded military buddies to come take this son of a bitch down, steal his money. This is basically a heist movie with a very different setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. Usually I'm on board for heist movies. This one's a little different. So Oscar Isaac, we already talked about. Ben Affleck is in this, and him and his dad bod, and they're best at everything forever because that's what Ben Affleck demands.
It reminded me of him in The Accountant when he was like a super psycho.
Or Fargo, or any other movie that he's in.
The Town.
Well, he like knows all the. Well, actually, there was like I knew all the numbers, but like I know how to plan this shit. I've done it so many times.
But hold on, I think this was a pivotal moment in his career, and we'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll get into
I think I know what you're talking about, but we've also got Charlie Hunnam, who's there to be the second most handsome actor in this.
Ooh, next to who?
Hang on, we'll get to that.
Wow.
We got Garrett Hedlund, who is there to be the ex-military burnout stereotype, I guess.
Billingsley party at Taylor's house.
And Pedro Pascal is the man right up until the end where he shaves his really bad facial hair to reveal his even worse face.
Yeah.
He looks like an old baby. Does that make sense? Look at a picture of him without facial hair. He looks like an old baby.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a muskrat.
Okay.
Whatever a muskrat looks like, he looks like a muskrat.
I'll take your word for it because I couldn't pick one out of a lineup. But rank these 5 men in order of attractiveness. Descending order.
Descending order.
Who's number 1?
Hold on, I'm so confused.
So descending order is the ugliest, right?
Okay.
No, first is most handsome.
Oh, okay. I gotta go Charlie Hunnam.
No chance.
Yeah.
Dude, Charlie Hunnam.
No,
gotta go Charlie Hunnam.
Dude.
Oscar
He's
Isaac
looking,
for sure.
dude, he's looking jacked, though,
Charlie Hunnam. Did you see Oscar Isaac run?
I don't weigh that.
Did you see him run in the movie?
I don't weigh that into his handsomeness.
No, you absolutely have to. It's athletic ability, and running is the number one thing you
If
do
that's
when
the
it's
case, then
athletics.
Tom Cruise is the ugliest man on the face of the
He
planet.
got a good run.
No, oh my God.
See those strides, dude? For how
I will
he's like
flip this fucking
5'5". He's like
table over.
5'5", and he's got great strides.
And I was super distraught after seeing him run because all the news about him possibly being Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid movie that they're supposedly going to make. I like that.
He doesn't need to run, though. He just sneaks.
Exactly. That's why I was like so pissed off. And then I'm like, wait, Solid Snake doesn't run. He just
doesn't need to
fucking
run
crouches.
Can he get into a box? It's fine.
Yeah.
So
he's still top.
Okay. Well, you guys at least give him second most attractive.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Garrett Hedlund.
You think Garrett Hedlund's more attractive than Oscar Isaac? I will fight you.
Oscar Isaac is
Okay, thank you.
Good looking lad. Then Garrett's next.
But how tall is Oscar Isaac? I feel like he's
don't know.
5'6".
Man, you're really taking this to heart, aren't you?
No, I feel like he's really short. Ben Affleck in his what are some early days with Ben Affleck?
Daredevil.
Goodwill Hunting, maybe Ben Affleck. Would he be up there?
Oh yeah, Armageddon. Ben Affleck. Yeah, we're not talking about that though. We're talking about Dad Bod. Ben Affleck now. And that's why I think he's in 4th for me.
Okay.
And then Pedro Pascal is.
And then the muskrat.
Yeah. the old baby. Okay. Mark, Jackness and Murder Tacity.
It would be Charlie Hunnam, number 1, but unfortunately, we didn't see him with the shirt off in this.
We got really homoerotic with this.
Yeah. I mean, he usually has his shirt off. He's in Sons of Anarchy, every other episode, he's got his shirt off. He got pretty ripped. Supposedly,
it was a tight shirt.
In his words, he was able to put on, I think he said 30 pounds of muscle for his fucking Robin Hood role or whatever that role was. That medieval
King
role.
Arthur.
Did you just say it okay? Like,
he put on 30 pounds.
That's impossible.
No fucking chance.
That's absolutely impossible.
What if he was a twig before? What if
We've seen him before.
How much muscle did Christian Bale put on from The Machinist to Batman?
No.
30 pounds of muscle.
Reverse order. Because he lost a shitload of weight.
But then there was like a in between there where he went from The Machinist to back to Batman, right? The Machinist came out during the Batman trilogy.
This timeline.
It's a hard thing. You got to take into factor a lot of different things when he's not losing. He's losing a lot of muscle mass, but the muscle is still there. It's extremely dehydrated, but yeah, for his Machinist role, he lost a shit ton of weight. But
Mark,
at the same time, gaining that, it's not all muscle. It's like
digress.
What?
Did he put on 30 pounds of muscle?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
he might have put on 30 pounds.
It's fine.
He might have put on 30 pounds, but not 30 pounds of muscle.
30 pounds is fine.
But anyways, yeah.
I don't remember what we were talking about anymore.
Charlie Hunnam.
Oh yeah, the Jackness and the murder.
Yeah, Ben Affleck didn't look too good in this role.
No,
physically.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional either. He's fully given up on Batman. And you could tell by the time that they were shooting this, he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit anymore.
I mean, he's what, 50 years old? How old is he?
He knew going into this what it was going to be.
Yeah.
In an interview for this movie, they were like, the people are going to get mad if I don't ask it. Why'd you leave Batman? And he's like, just wasn't, the role wasn't there anymore.
The role wasn't there.
He was like, no,
nobody cares about Batman anymore.
Yeah, no, he's like, the writing and shit just like didn't compute.
All right, let's talk about this movie though. Am I insane or is just really, really fucking boring?
Not at all. You are insane, dude.
I was super tense in the first act.
You're
I
kidding.
bit all of my nails off.
Wow.
For a majority, when they start infiltrating that house and then taking
And
down
then
people,
nothing happens?
taking down people tactically, it was fantastic. They had that they put the number crunch on you, and it was just actually great.
I think that the trailer made it look like the most action-packed movie ever. Like it was going to be 2 hours of just fucking gunfire and all this shit, and it wasn't. A lot of it was just them walking different places and arguing.
No, it was stressful. It was very stressful throughout the entire movie.
Okay. You guys apparently like this better than I did then, which is good.
No, absolutely. I thought the dynamics of like the characters worked out well. They started like fighting and getting into it, even though they're like professional, but they're not in a professional setting per se. But they're like brothers in arms, and I thought everything like landed for me for this movie.
So are they going to do a quadruple frontier?
Well, first of all, that doesn't exist.
Why?
Triple Frontier is the name of that area. Those 3 countries that border each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that. I thought it was more like the landscapes. I thought it was like the jungle, the mountains, and the water.
Hey, maybe it's a double entendre.
I have no idea.
Doesn't that something for sex?
It doesn't have to be, but yeah, if your mind goes there.
Quadruple
does.
frontier.
Is that the end of your question?
Yeah.
Are you asking if there's going to be a sequel?
There will be a sequel. We know that at the end.
Well, I guess it depends on how this does. And Netflix will never tell us, so.
Well, if they think they're going to have if they have a theatrical release for it, they think it's going to do well.
No, they've done that for movies that have flopped before.
Like what?
I'm trying to think of one. Let me look that up. You guys keep going.
Yeah, can you think of a movie where, because this was super like, hey, we're doing a sequel in the last scene that they had of this movie. It's like, yo, we're doing a sequel.
Yeah,
Can you
kind
think
of.
of a movie that
I thought it left it open ended. I didn't think
Absolutely not,
See,
No.
Dude, no. It was literally telling us, hey, there's going to be a sequel.
here's the next job. Was that
We can get into it in spoilers.
Are we going to spoil this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's rate it. Let's rate it, then we'll talk spoilers.
Are we doing stream it or skip it? Is that how we're going to run it?
Okay, so we talked about this when we were in Scottsdale. I think we need to add a third option, which is some shortened way of saying, watch it while you're doing something else.
Okay.
I don't know. Any ideas?
Pay attention, don't pay attention, peace.
We'll think about that. But I think that those are the three options.
Okay, so I will rate this, and I'll just preface it by saying I think this was the best Netflix movie to release.
Ever?
Yeah.
You realize that they just won an Oscar.
For what, Roma?
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
You didn't even watch it.
Yeah, this is the best Netflix movie to release.
Dude, that's not even close.
Yeah, okay. Name a better one.
Bird Box, Buster Scruggs.
Both were very meh.
Both of them were better than this.
Nope.
This
was way more stressful than Bird Box.
This movie was boring. It was
like
frustrating.
Box.
No, it was not good. This is a skip it for me, by the way.
Wow.
Don't even put it on while you're doing something else.
No, stream it.
No, it's fucking terrible. Did you guys rate it? I'm guessing it's
I don't know. Right?
We have no rating system. You just said we have no
I just
rating
said
system.
Pick one of the three options.
One of what three options?
Do you pay attention to it or not?
Wow, that's a really long fucking title for an option.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you pay attention to it. So if it were a see it in a movie theater, I would go see it.
Wow, okay.
Wow, I agree with that. I would go see it in the theater too.
I would have, based on seeing the cast and being tricked into it, but no. After seeing it, no fucking chance.
All right, let's get into spoilers.
I think there was a missed opportunity with Billingsley party at Taylor's house. They should have showed that UFC fight. They should have showed him beating that guy's ass.
All right, spoilers. I 100% thought he was going to be the one to die. But at the same time, I asked myself, is this going to be the first movie where Ben Affleck gets killed?
So,
is that
I have a thought
accurate?
on this. Because I didn't know who the director was or the producers before I looked at, before I watched this. I just assumed that Ben Affleck was doing it because he kind of does that with all of his movies now. But then when he gets shot in the head, I'm like, there's no fucking way Ben Affleck directed this. Yeah. Zero chance. Because when Ben Affleck directs or produces a movie, he has the Tom Cruise syndrome where he has to be the best at everything.
He lives.
So as soon as he starts getting super greedy and turning into an asshole, I'm like, there's no way that Ben Affleck had anything to do with the
I
production.
thought he played a really good job of being that asshole, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was
I didn't.
perfect.
No question that all of the actors in this are good. I think the worst performance came from Garrett Hedlund, and that's he was still good.
He was the fifth wheel of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah, but still, the acting is very good. I didn't care for the story or the pace of it, I guess. But let's talk about that ending that you alluded to earlier. Obviously, those are the coordinates for where they drop the bags.
Yeah.
So obviously, they're setting it up for a sequel.
Obviously, I think.
A sequel for what? What are they going to do? Go get the bags? That's it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the most obvious thing ever.
They drop the bags in the middle of nowhere and you can just go there and go rock climb down there and grab them. How is that going to be a fucking entire
Because
movie?
they even say when they're throwing the bags down there,
No one
this will
ever
be
find
covered
them.
in snow really soon.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
they have the exact coordinates to know where to look.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying he handed him off those coordinates and was like, you can go back and get them if you want. So that's setting it up for another movie altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it just left it open ended, as in like, okay, he could go back or he could just move on with his life.
Which he's not going to do because he's greedy. Was greed the centerpiece of this? Is it like shining a light on how greed is bad? Or is it just a buddy bromance movie?
No, I think it's shining a light on how greed is bad for sure.
Yeah,
Because that's what turned Ben Affleck.
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the reason for his death too. You know, you would have.
they were taking
questionable. Because he's not the one that fired the first shot, right?
Yeah, he was.
Pedro Pascal says I was too quick on the trigger.
No, I thought I think he.
I don't know. We have to go watch.
I
watch
0% chance I'm going to
go back and watch
it. Was Ben Affleck
You might be right. He
shot
was
first, and
closer.
Pedro. Yeah, he was the one who was like shot right. Once you hear a shot, you're shooting right away.
I mean,
that's why he said he's too fast on the finger.
I wouldn't say that was greed that made him do that, though. Like those villagers,
survival.
Yeah, those villagers were threatening them.
Yeah, absolutely. But did they have to go to those extremes? I mean, Ben Affleck did just immediately. He was like,
I probably just would have like fired a
bonk.
shot in the air and been like, "Get the fuck out of here."
You would have got shot in the face then, because they already had guns out there.
Yeah, but so did Oscar Isaac and everybody else. They had guns trained on them.
True.
The ending of this is incredibly frustrating. They come home with
$5 million.
They steal $250 million. They end up coming home with only $5 million.
Yeah, they burn some, they lose some, they drop some off of the helicopter to free up some weight.
I get that part, but it was so predictable. And for even Oscar Isaac to be the one, like the last one that just signs away the money, I'm just like, come on, this is so fucking dumb. I thought for sure, by the way, they do such a poor job of focusing on the Larea guy, the actual drug kingpin.
And
I thought it was a misdirect that Oscar Isaac was going to end up being the bad guy, and he was just taking out like a rival drug lord.
Yeah.
Which would have been a much better story.
that kind of came into that same suspicion. It would have been cool to get the blame on that other like rival gang and try and get them involved. Would have been kind of sick too.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing they were talking about the entire time. And his girlfriend, informant, whatever, says, that wasn't just Lorea's money. There's going to be everybody coming after you. They're definitely doing a sequel for this.
This isn't really important, but the girl that Oscar Isaac was with, that was her other brother that was with him? Not
have
the
no
brother
idea.
in jail.
That was
right?
incredibly
They just-
unclear.
Yeah, they just like, oops. Here
I was
you
like,
go.
wait, who's
Use that.
driving that car right now? Because her one brother's in jail, and they don't really mention anything about some other dude. That's
Maybe
gonna
they
be
broke
in
him
this.
out. I
No,
don't
they
know.
broke him out. We just didn't get into it.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, apparently the police in Colombia are very lax because they just let her run the fuck away when they were arresting everybody in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
And
it's a great movie though.
I was like, at first,
Well, no, Oscar Isaac pointed them in the different directions when.
yeah, but when she first breaks away from having handcuffs, like there's a big crowd, she just like fucking spin moves them, Eddie Lacy style,
Nice.
and just busts out of there. I just didn't care for this. I'm glad that you guys liked it, and I'm glad that we can disagree on it, but you're wrong and fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Smithers.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Anything
I
else you
wonder
want to
how
say
many
about
times.
this?
I wonder how many times we'd get bleeped if we actually bleeped all the swears we said on this podcast.
We would quit.
No, I'm just saying.
It just wouldn't be worth
dude.
doing.
You wouldn't
This
edit it
podcast
anymore.
would be
No chance. Anything else on this?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
I think you guys should go see it.
I agree.
Especially if you have Netflix.
Skip it because it's boring as fuck. Let's do our second movie review, which we were supposed to do last weekend in Scottsdale, but
Whoopsie.
probably wouldn't have been cogent anyways. Captain Marvel, the 21st movie released in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the savior from Thanos has apparently arrived. Spoiler alert, it's a cat.
There goes my hero.
79% on Rotten Tomatoes, 62% from fans, with a big old asterisk. Ooh, I'm sounding like Mark now. There's some fuckery on that end that we won't get into. We already talked about how you shouldn't care that much either way. Directed by some no-names named Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. I have no idea who these people are. Currently absolutely destroying the box office. At last check, they were crossing 600 million worldwide. This is going to cross the $1 billion mark. $175 million budget. What's going to take this down from being number one at the box office? Probably not Us next week. Shazam isn't until April.
Ah, that is true.
So,
and a lot of people are saying, I don't know how they do these predictions, but they're saying that Shazam is going to have a terrible box office.
I've seen the opposite, and it's mostly based on pre-sales.
Yeah.
Pre-sales and surveys.
Dude, Shazam's going to be amazing. I'm so pumped.
I am also very pumped for that, and mark that down now, because when it comes out, and if it's bad, Mark's going to say, you're just a DC hater.
No, it will be good, though.
Okay.
Just like Aquaman was amazing.
So Us is next week. Probably not going to take it down because it's an R-rated horror movie, right? Dumbo comes out after that. I don't think there's enough draw for that.
Nope.
I mean, it is a Disney movie, but...
honestly, probably one of my least favorite animated early Disney movies that came out from childhood.
Yeah.
Quietly, this isn't going to break the bank or anything, but I'm kind of interested in seeing The Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey, where he tries to buy acid from that convenience store, is in the trailer. Back to his old roots. Looks kind of funny.
This sounds like a weird fever dream that you had.
The Beach Bum. No, it's right here.
Okay.
Comes out the same week as Dumbo.
It might actually be Shazam. Captain Marvel might be number one in the box office until Shazam comes out.
Oh, it will. Yeah. No, that's not even a question. Of course it will be.
All right. So Vers is a Kree warrior in the Star Force who has no memory of how she got there. The leader is Yon-Rogg, played by Jude Law. He's training her and maybe is Captain Marvel and maybe isn't. And they're fighting shapeshifter Skrulls. And everybody knows this shit already. Mark, typical questions. Jackness and murderness? None to speak of?
None, really.
Have you seen the comparison photos of Allison Brie's butt in costume versus Tom Holland's butt in the Spider-Man costume?
No.
Tom Holland is so much thicker than her.
Really?
Yes. It's like, holy shit. He's got a fucking dumper.
He's tick.
He's
Allison Brie.
Sorry. Brie Larson.
What do you call her?
Allison Brie. Completely different person. Sorry.
Completely different person.
That is actually in my notes too. Yeah, so Tom definitely thicker. So I gotta ask, for the first 20 minutes of this movie, did either of you have any fucking idea what was going on?
No, and I also just basically...
Not really.
Yeah. Forgot what it was.
Care?
No.
Nah.
It's them in space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
She's fighting Jude Law, right?
No.
Well, Jude Law's kind of training her. They're kind of fighting Skrulls.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I went with...
That made me so fucking mad. They have guns that can target multiple enemies and use gravity to toss enemies, but they can't get a working fucking radio. Get out of here. Are you shitting me? That made me so mad.
Wow. Okay. So I went with my aunt and my cousins who are tangentially interested, not really, in superhero movies and shit.
I went with Yuli.
I asked every one of them afterwards. They're like, yeah, I didn't have a fucking clue what was going on for the first act of that movie.
Yeah.
That is not good, probably.
Yeah.
Marvel kind of broke the mold with this. You know, they have a very cookie cutter approach to origin stories.
And it works.
Right? It does. Usually. And I think that this didn't work as well because they didn't really go with it. And also, the other part of a Marvel movie is that it's got to have a weak-ass villain that's basically a carbon copy of...
This one was very weak.
Yeah, same thing. But usually you have the actual origin of a weaker character, and they slowly become a hero somehow. Like Captain America gets the serum after he gets his ass kicked. Ant-Man gets the suit. Doctor Strange learns magic. Iron Man builds his Iron Man armor.
Everyone loves an underdog.
So... they didn't really have that with this. They start with her being super powerful.
She's too powerful.
And they do a bunch of flashbacks to give her the background. The only time we really see a depowered Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers is when Maria's explaining their time in the Air Force.
Yeah, but she's not utilizing her full potential powers till the very end.
I think that's fair, but she's still so much more powerful than everybody else.
Yeah.
And especially by the end when she's just like,
fuck you.
She's just Superman level, where that's why nobody gives a fuck about Superman.
Yeah, that's just lame.
They skip that origin part altogether. So
I agree. They should have definitely started out with her like cocky persona early on and kind of built it from how she got her powers rather than the flashbacks. That didn't work for me.
So what about the plot overall? Is this good? Nothing?
I think the only thing that saved some part of this movie was just like hitting you with the nostalgia. The nostalgia was great. The 90s Easter eggs were funny to see. Street Fighter, Blockbuster. The soundtrack was really good. They threw Nirvana in there, no doubt.
I'm Just a Girl was a little bit on the nose.
Yeah, a little on the nose. I agree. Kind of a boring movie, in my opinion.
You're setting it in the past. So if you see characters that you know the outcome for, obviously, like, they can't die. Samuel L. Jackson wasn't going to die. Agent Coulson wasn't going to die. Obviously, nothing's going to happen to Captain Marvel, so that kind of takes away a lot of the stakes.
Agreed.
No, I'm hungry because I said steaks. Let's talk about the actors. How did Allison Brie Larson do?
I personally wasn't really excited for her even being put into this role. I didn't know much about her. I haven't really watched any of her other movies.
I watched Scott Pilgrim yesterday, and she's in that. She's pretty good in that.
Yeah. So I feel like Smithers, you were way more excited for her being put into this role. I thought she was fine. It was nothing mind-blowing.
I think Samuel L. Jackson saved this movie.
I would agree.
Fair. I like the way she carried herself.
Fair,
she also had a really good running form. I will put that out there.
Are we just going to start judging
notes.
the running? Is that going to replace
everything.
Mark's standard question is how did everybody run in this movie?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
I literally have great running form. Love the way she carried herself.
Time for some change. Jude Law was kind of nothing. He was a nothing character. I didn't care about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Annette Bening was kind of a surprising show up, who plays Dr. Lawson, which, by the way, if you know the comics, you knew immediately what the reveal was going to be in the end of her character.
Yeah.
That's a name from the comics. So
yeah. Also, that's the name from the comics. I was like, did they really have to have the name be Wendy Lawson when I just kept thinking of Brie Larson? I just like, that's the first, because I didn't know it was from the comics. So I did, but I didn't.
Dr. Lawson, but yeah, sure. What about Ben Mendelsohn?
That was him as the Skrull, right? In that makeup. You could, yeah.
He's always a villain, but then he flooped at us.
I just thought it was funny that when, what was it, the CIA agent or whatever that was in the Shield, whatever. And when they were doing the surgery on the one Skrull, that was actually Ben Mendelsohn playing that. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, that is him in that actual Skrull makeup. And you could just tell by his upper lip.
Yeah, it's the makeup somehow makes his lisp even worse.
Yep.
I
thought he was okay, though.
He's a good actor. His lisp
solid.
is so fucking distracting.
Yes, it is. He was solid, and he did have some funny moments in there when he's like talking to his science guy. He's getting orbit. Come on, are you kidding me? You're my science guy. And he's like, oh.
Okay, so let's talk about the comedy, because to me, this is one of the least funny Marvel movies to come out.
I agree.
And I think it's because they were so concerned with writing Brie Larson as a badass that they were afraid to make her funny. Mm-hmm. But the success of these movies is largely based on the charisma of a Robert Downey Jr. or more recently, Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. Oh, I mean, that's a whole other story. They weren't going to go Guardians level on this.
Yeah.
I just didn't find it all that funny. Samuel L. Jackson and the Cat were the largest comedic relief for me.
Yeah, the theater I was in really liked that cat. I
think everyone liked the cat.
It was hit or miss with me. I didn't care.
So should we rate this?
Sure.
And then spoil it? Yeah.
Mark, I'm going to placate you just a little bit. I can't genuinely say that calling Aquaman a stream it and then saying this is a go see it, like that doesn't sit right with me. So I got to say stream it on this.
Stream it.
Yeah, I'm going to stream it too.
So you're welcome.
Like,
how mad would you have been? I think this is still a better movie than Aquaman was.
Do you?
I don't think
better
so.
than Wonder Woman?
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't better than Wonder Woman.
That's what I thought.
I liked Aquaman better than this movie.
Okay. So spoilers from here on out. Check the show notes.
Quick question. Did they brought up S.H.I.E.L.D., but didn't they come up with the name later in the timeline?
No.
Wasn't he like in one of
The very
movies,
first time that they mentioned it is an Iron Man, and it was already made up before that.
But it was like surveillance,
Also-
and he like
It's also from the comic books.
Yeah, that was like the joke. Oh yeah, we decided to shorten the name actually.
Yeah, it's in Iron Man at the end of the first one.
And so Iron Man happened after this movie.
It was already a name. Trust me.
Word.
Strategic
Just
Homeland, whatever. Anyway, spoilers. Are you okay with the Skrulls ending up being not the bad guys?
It was the only interesting twist in the whole thing, and it wasn't even.
But
that
you knew about
interesting,
that
but it
twist,
was,
didn't
like,
you?
Fine.
Or no?
Not really.
Are they actually bad guys in the comics? I know nothing about Captain
I
Marvel.
would say 99% of the time they're bad guys
Okay.
in the comics. They're usually the ones that are the imperialists that are trying to take over planets and shit.
Yeah.
And it is usually the Kree who are trying to stomp them out, or it's the Guardians or whatever. I just didn't care.
Who's the evil ass looking dude, the purple dude with the cloak that we see in
Dude,
Thor?
Ronan.
Ronan.
Ronan the
Okay.
Accuser.
Always
Yeah,
forget his
he's
fucking name.
Kree. I think it would have been better served to have him be the actual bad guy in this.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would have. I agree. Rather than
He's
him
much-
behind the scenes.
Much more intimidating than
Yeah,
Jude Law was.
Absolutely.
Dude, I have this as a note right here. Why is Ronan always carrying his hammer around? Like,
That's what he does.
yeah, but you're in a hologram. You're at home. You're chilling. You don't see a fucking lumberjack carrying on his axe everywhere he goes.
If Thor couldn't call his hammer to him, he'd probably carry it everywhere.
It's a fucking burden.
Okay. Did you guys recognize Korath from the first Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Digimon Hansu, I think is his name.
Digimon Hansu. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see him. Is Captain Marvel too powerful now?
We'll find out.
At the end, when she's kind of just flying through the Kree battleships, it's just like, what are the stakes now?
I don't know.
I agree. I was over it. That's why I hate Superman. He's just
Who would win,
a
Thor?
snooze.
Or Captain Marvel.
I don't know. I guess we're going to find out who's more powerful, maybe.
Okay.
The best part of the whole movie was the Stan Lee intro.
That was
I mean,
great.
it wasn't really.
That was
I
sad.
was really excited to see it. It got me jacked up for this movie.
It's
But
cool.
I'd been talking about for a while, and it wasn't just my theory. The internet was all over it. But the cat, or in this case, the Flurkin, was definitely going to take Nick Fury's eye.
Okay. And from the actual origins of Nick Fury's eye, there's a couple, right? I think back in the 60s when they introduced him, he was in World War II,
I think they kind of just make shit up.
fighting Nazis, and shrapnel hit his eye or something from an
Technically,
explosion.
back then, Nick Fury was just a white dude. So,
Yeah.
Did you like the fake out though? That they kind of fuck his eye up a little bit in the car crash.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Wow, we're really struggling to find good stuff to talk about with this.
I don't know. This movie was very forgettable for me.
Yeah,
I can remember certain parts, but if you ask me, like, go step by step and
has
tell
been
me
a
what
week.
happened,
I would honestly say we took a little bit off because we had so much fun and we had so many laughs and smiles to be had in Arizona. Then we just got blacked out and forgot everything.
let's talk about how bad the final boss battle was.
it was
Jude
terrible,
Law.
and it was also
That was
very
so
predictable.
stupid.
That's my final note here was nice try, Jude Law. If you're so strong, you can beat me with all your powers. Bonk. See ya, dude. Peace.
Also, that's just. I mean, it's been done so many times. That's the Indiana Jones move where the guy comes out with a sword and he just shoots him. Yeah, I'm
And
not
tie him
feeling
up
that.
and send him back wherever he came from.
So what do you guys really want to see next? And I'll kick this off so you can think about it. But I'm kind of intrigued by the varying levels of power that someone can gain from interacting with an Infinity Stone. Like if you think about it, Wanda and Pietro, their power came from an Infinity Stone. Vision, obviously. We had Loki's staff, which was the same Infinity Stone that you see here. Some people can kind of touch them and others can't. I don't know. What are we going to see next? I'm kind of excited to see that.
Are you alluding to that Carol Danvers will potentially take an Infinity Stone? And
That's how she got her powers, is from the Space Stone. That's what the Tesseract is.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that was complete
Fucking
botch.
DC guys, am I right?
Complete
You kidding
botch
me?
right there.
So what are you looking forward to in Endgame then? How do they tie all this together?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell us.
Yeah, you
I fucking have
nerd.
no clue.
If I knew, I'd probably be writing for Marvel.
This is a question for Chuck, not us, man.
Yeah.
Know your audience.
Speculate wildly.
Yes.
So I don't
Chuck
think
and
it's,
E-Man on here. They'll figure it out for you.
I don't think it's going to be a collective kind of takedown Thanos thing. I think one person is really going to shine, and I honestly think it's either Thor or Captain Marvel at this point for Endgame.
I don't think that Chris Hemsworth is under contract anymore after Endgame.
So he's going to die.
There are a lot of rumors that
He's gonna die, dude.
Chris Evans is not under contract anymore. He's probably going to die. I don't know about. I think Robert Downey Jr. is done too. So we'll see.
At this point, I feel like they're just going to start a whole new saga with
kind of have to, but
the X-Men in there.
Maybe you can't really have her, Captain Marvel, head up. Like, to me,
don't make any more Captain Marvel movies.
They
over it.
100% will, because this is going to make $1 billion. But I don't think that
right.
based on what you saw in this movie, she has the comedic or charismatic chops to lead a team. Like, even Steve Rogers has jokes.
Even if they're lame.
And I don't care that she's a woman. Like, just make her funnier.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be funnier in Endgame. I don't know. But a big reason why everybody loves these Marvel movies is because they have comedy in them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But there's also the characters play off of each other, which is the reason that I liked Infinity War in the first place, was the changing of characters and who they're with and like how they interact with each other, because it's such a star-studded cast. They feed off each other really well.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen after Endgame. Like what movies are going to come next, what characters they're going to show. It'll be interesting to see.
Just more Spider-Man movies.
I'm okay with that.
Hey, are they going to, this is a completely tangent here, are they going to do for the Sony Spider-Man universe, are they going to introduce a bunch of villains and then have like Spider-Man?
It's almost like you've never been on one of these episodes before.
Is that what they're doing?
You already had Venom. You're getting another Venom.
Carnage.
You've had Morbius. Morbius is coming. You've got
Carnage.
Silver Sable and Black Cat. Yeah, that's exactly what.
And then they're going to introduce a new Spider-Man, you think?
I don't think it'll be a new one. I think it'll just be Tom Holland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't think he'll be too old by then?
No.
Too old.
He looks like he's 15.
He is 18 or what?
No, he's in his 20s.
He's 21.
Yeah.
Still young.
So there are some theories that Thanos is actually the hero in this storyline, and he's trying to call half the universe to stop the arrival of Galactus, who is one of the few universal characters who's stronger than Thanos. I just thought that was a cool note.
Wow.
That is a cool note, actually.
What does Galactus look like?
He's giant and purple, so he's kind of like Thanos, but he's way more giant. He's like planet-sized. He eats planets.
What the fuck?
That's like the Galactus story. He's usually a Fantastic Four or Silver Surfer character. Shows up in some other Marvel cosmic, is what they call it, cosmic stories.
Do you think they're going to bring in Silver Surfer as like a surprise cameo into one of these movies, or do you think they're just going to solely do an origins movie with him?
I think
before they bring him in.
I think, well, you could absolutely do, a cameo, but I think it's too soon after the Marvel merger. I think it just closed yesterday, or it's closing this week.
Yeah,
I think it's too soon. I don't think that they had the time to put that into production.
Damn, that'd have been sick, actually, if Captain Marvel actually did kind of get pwned and everyone thought Captain Marvel was going to be the hero, and then all of a sudden Silver Surfer just comes in riding that cool wave, fucking comes in and helps, and they team up.
Yeah, there are no actual waves.
No waves.
I know. I know.
Space waves, man.
Space waves, yeah. Waves are everywhere. It's like whatever, man.
All right, so that's Captain Marvel.
So bad.
Let's get into our recommendations for the week, since Brick already had one. My recommendation is The Fix on Netflix. So this is a Jimmy Carr hosted panel of 4 comedians. They do 2 versus 2. They take on a social issue, but it's all comedians. It's more of a comedic standpoint than it is serious. So don't worry if you get all uppity about that kind of shit. It's really damn funny. I didn't know that this dropped on Netflix. We probably saw it on a list somewhere at some point, but Brick, you know Jimmy Carr, right? The super British guy with a really bad laugh.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Kind of like he's breathing.
D.L. Hughley's on it a lot. Ron Funches has been on it. Nikki Glazer. It's really funny. And
I've seen episodes here and there.
I totally missed this when it came out. So that's my recommendation. Came out December last year. So not that old either.
Okay. Yeah. I just saw this. I saw this today, actually. And Love, Death, and Robots, dude. It's like an animated version of an anthology.
It's not all animated. Is it all animated?
Yes.
Some
of
animated.
The animation is more realistic looking than others.
Yes. Okay. The first 4 episodes are kind of like, I would say, kind of into the Spider-Verse, kind of. Well, at least the third one is. They all have their own unique like takes on animation, and it has a weird like Black Mirror kind of feel to it. They're all short episodes, like 15-minute quickies. But I thought, I watched the first episode and was like, oh, this is actually like interesting.
I thought for sure that Mark was going to come in here and recommend this because it's super perverse and violent. And
I haven't started watching it yet.
yeah, this is right up your alley.
100%, dude. It's actually super. I love it. Right away, I'm like, wow. I'm actually surprised to see how this is actually sick.
The episode that they lead off with was a bold choice.
You have to with that. That's exactly why I went in there. I was like, oh, it's an anthology. Okay, so they're gonna have these short, random episodes. I'll see what the first one has to offer. And I was like, damn, kind of came in hot as fuck.
Yeah, they really did. But I can also recommend this. So good call, Mark.
Yeah. So Friday night, I watched probably one of my favorite documentaries I've actually seen in a while. It's called Free Solo. It actually won the Oscar for Best Documentary. I watched it on Hulu. It's about the professional rock climber Alex Honnold, I think his last name is. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so he free solos El Capitan, which is a 900-meter vertical rock at Yosemite National Park. It's absolutely insane. Like the camera angles they have him doing this, you're just watching this. You're like, how the hell are you doing this?
The guy who cuts off his arm is better.
Yeah, they go into like his mindset and everything. This guy is.
How bad were you sweating?
I was sweating.
I can't do the sweaty palms, dude.
I can't do it justice by talking about it. You guys really need to go watch it. I thought free soloing, you still like had a clip and you still kind of like, it's just still dangerous, but you still would try to like clip it on things. This guy, all he does is he has his shorts, his shirt, and his fucking chalk bag, and he climbs this fucking mountain.
Do you think this movie suffered
this rock
knowing that he doesn't die in it?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. He's the first one to ever free solo, and this has been climbed by multiple people with ropes. Yeah. He's done it. I think he said he's done it like 20 times or something.
Well, and then he's just fucking cheating.
Yeah.
Why even do it?
I know, but still, it's cool because they go into. I'm going to butcher this. I don't know what they call him, but
rock soloists of America.
No. I'm blanking right now. I'm trying to think of the name.
Tomato Core.
I don't know. He basically splits it up into like different climbs, like sections. Yeah, sections of the climb. So there's like 26 total. There's like 26. No, he calls it something specific that I was trying to think of. But it's cool. It's like he goes through his thought process and how he's going to get his footing. Literally, his whole life is on the line based on this one little rigid part in the rock that he's putting all of his weight on. And it's like, if that gives out, he's fucked. But he goes through the climb in detail, and it's cool just watching him conquer this and get up the rock. It's
the finger strength on that guy.
Yeah.
Insane, dude.
They MRI'd him, his brain, and the portion of your brain, I guess that's like all where you get excited about things.
Hippocampus?
It was just not there. So he's just like, well, obviously, if this is like the only way he can like have that adrenaline rush and get excited.
More power to him. I would fucking shit my pants.
Yeah, no kidding. My last recommendation, which is a recommendation I think you gave up a while ago, Smithers. Future Man. People need to fucking watch this, dude.
It's a funny show.
It's a funny show. Did you finish it?
I have not done the second season yet.
Okay, second season. It started off a little slow, and then I just started like getting into it, and it ends to a point where I'm like, please, people watch this so I can see this third season. Like, I'm sold.
Cliffhanger?
Yes.
That is also a Seth Rogen produced show.
Cliffhanger?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. He's in the last episode.
Oh, is he? Okay. All right. That's going to wrap up episode 134 of the Chumpcast. We're sorry we left you for a week.
Bye.
We missed you.
We'll see you at C2E2.
Yes, next week, C2E2. If you're going to be there, hit us up on Twitter or Instagram. We'll try and meet up with you. We'll be wandering the whole time. We'll hang out with Chuck from Chuckload of Comics a little bit.
Yo, send us some dumb questions you want us to ask people there.
Yeah, we're going to do our best to literally just confront people and scare them while asking them dumb questions. So,
you guys going to get dressed as anything? Are you going to be Venom?
No, I'm not dressing up.
I don't think so.
Story. You should do it.
All right, until next time.
Jobs out, motherfucker. I can't hit that note, dude. My voice is gone.
What a bitch.